Hey everyone, it's Joe, and I apologize if I am tired at all or I am yawning. I usually do that anyway, but I've been helping move freshmen in for about 5 hours, and then I've had several other events throughout the day, so back to college. Um, but I wanted to give hopefully a quick input on this new trend of the Ice Bucket Challenge for ALS. It's supposed to raise awareness for ALS. I think their hearts are in the right places with this, but I don't really think it's a good way to raise awareness because people entertain us by having cold water dumped on their heads, but we don't really see any other than it just being under the name of like ALS awareness. We don't really see any true awareness raised. It doesn't tell us what ALS is, it doesn't tell us how we can help, it doesn't even donate money, but you're supposed to donate money if you don't do it. So basically it's people entertaining us by getting cold water dumped on their heads so they don't have to donate to the thing they're trying to raise awareness for. Now I'm not trying to knock this because I do find it entertaining, and I think things like this aren't necessarily bad to raise awareness, but it needs to do its job to do that and not just to be some fad that's going around. So I think a lot of people don't even know what ALS means. They're not really familiar with the disease. Um, they don't even know what ALS is short for. So I want to, because I'm not a science person by any means, and I will readily admit that, I want to read from alsa.org, um, which is their main website for the disease. I want to read to you their basic description of what the disease is. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, is often referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease, which is obviously made famous by Lou Gehrig himself, who had the disease and had to retire from baseball early. It is a progressive neurodegenerative disease. Neurogenerative. See, I'm tired. Disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord. Motor neurons reach from the brain to the spinal cord and from the spinal cord to the muscles throughout the body. Basic anatomy. The progressive degeneration of the motor neurons in ALS eventually leads to their death. When the motor neurons die, the ability of the brain to initiate and control muscle movement is lost. With voluntary muscle action progressively affected, patients in the latter stages of the disease may later become totally paralyzed. Amyotrophic comes from the Greek language. A means no or negative. Myo refers to muscle and trophic means nourishment, no muscle nourishment. When a muscle has no nourishment, it atrophies or wastes away. Lateral refers to the areas in the person's spinal cord where portions of the nerve cells that signal and control the muscles are located. As this area degenerates, it leads to scarring or hardening, sclerosis, in the region. As motor neurons degenerate, they can no longer send impulses to the muscle fibers that normally result in muscle movement. Early symptoms of ALS often include increasing muscle weakness, especially involving the arms and legs, speech, swallowing, or breathing. When muscles no longer receive the messages from the motor neurons that they require to function, the muscles begin to atrophy or become smaller. Limbs begin to look thinner as muscle tissue atrophies. And then obviously if your muscles begin to atrophy that control your breathing and your eating, then that can lead to death. So that's what amyotrophic lateral sclerosis is. You're not going to see me dump a bucket of water on my head. You're not going to see me nominate anyone else to do it. But I wanted to tell people what it really is and it's one of many things out there that we can donate to, that we can read about, all kinds of different diseases. Um, so if it's something you're passionate about, then I would encourage you to read more into it and to see how you can help. And if you want to dump a cold bucket of water on your head, I'd be up for that because I think it's kind of funny. But make sure you're at least telling us what this disease is, what its effects are, and helping out in some better way. Thank you all, and I'll see you around.